Welcome to the Lake Show, produced by Fort Loudoun Lake Association right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, on our lake. And we're in the CTV studios today. We're very grateful for their filming. And today I am with Ed McAllister of River Sports Outfitters. And we're very happy to have Ed because you have a lot of experience on the river, a lot of experience here in Knoxville. And you can really help us know how this river has grown and brought in commerce, and how really a united front of all of us really can help us with our own commerce and economy here.
Well, Angela, I think you look, from the outdoor industry aspect, I look at those cities that have viable river frontages, and I guess by that I mean they've cleaned them up, they've emphasized economic development on them, they've encouraged people to do things that will make people want to come back to the waterfront. And if you go back years ago, in most cities, the waterfronts were usually sort of a rundown warehouse type district, and now they're becoming very viable, and they are an economic driver. I mean, think of the cities that don't have a waterfront, and it's a blessing to have one here.
It is.
So we need to utilize it, and it's come a long way. I started school here at UT in '61, and of course then I really wasn't focused on water quality, but I do remember an awful lot of things going on in the city as far as the creeks, what they poured into the river, and the debris floating. And I can remember even going out to a particular restaurant out on Asheville Highway at the V there and on the right, and seeing all the foam and debris and stuff being, and you still see that when we have floods, but it's certainly gotten better.
Would you have swam in that river at that time?
Probably would have, not knowing any better, but I swim uptown now.
Yeah? Have you seen a difference in our river?
I have. Looks a lot better, and there's a lot. I think we're trapping more. To me, it's not necessarily the river that's bad, it's the side streams that is the issue, and you control those, you control the river. So I don't see a ton of stuff coming down that I think just jumped into the river. It's coming out of some of the side creeks that have industrial.
Maybe some of the businesses, some of the residents, and the industries that have.
Exactly.
And
a lot of leakage of probably oil and agricultural products and so forth.
Right, and I know that our organization's really trying hard to educate people to stop that at the source, being at the automotive industry and the businesses and the residents too, and the restaurants. So we are where we are now in 2012. What do you see as the future of the Fort Loudoun Lake and of Knoxville embracing it as a part of its city so that maybe we do become a river city in the future?
Well, I just got back from Boston from the Outdoor Industry Conference, of which I'm a member, and there was a lot of discussion there about those cities that are really, really doing well, and they all have a river. You got Portland that's really pushing itself. You've got Asheville that's standing out now with all the things going on. You've got Chattanooga, which is years ahead of us, but they had it's my understanding, a lot of money from a few people 10 or 15 years ago thrown into their river development, which Knoxville, I think, is not to that point yet. We've got individuals and private people doing great things, but we haven't had that person or industry step up and say, here's you $50 or $30 million to get the master plan and get it going.
Well, I know one thing about Chattanooga is those people and those families, they required the government to match their funding. They said, we'll do this much, we'll do however much this is, you have to match us. So what do you think it's going to take for us in Knoxville? Do you think it's going to take an individual, maybe industry? Is it going to take all of us in the nonprofit outdoor world to stand up? How do you see for us to affect our city, say like Chattanooga or Asheville or Portland? If they can do it, we can do it. What's different with us? So what do we need to do?
I think we're on the path. I'm on the Legacy Parks Board, and I'm helping with the South Knoxville development and some of the things going on over there, and that's been terribly successful. And that is not big government pushing it. It's individuals, it's small parties, it's small contributions. It's people that want to make it work, and I think that's the key. If you get enough people that want it to work, it will work. But it's got to come from the bottom up and not from the top down.
So it sounds like it's awareness. It sounds like it's community awareness. So how can we all work together as entities on the river, either nonprofit or for-profit, to get the awareness out that we all need to come together with money and put it into a designed plan, though.
Right.
We can't just throw money at the river, because somebody may want warehouses, somebody may
Sure.
want art, somebody may want parks, but a real designed plan, and then a capital campaign, and go out into the community and get it. I mean, that's how I think other cities have done it. And do you think it's been community-driven and not government-driven?
Yes. I mean, I don't think the government can drive anything. I hate to say that. but, you know, if you want to get something done, don't get the government involved. Let them help you, but don't, you know, and that's another whole subject, but.
So what does Knoxville need, do you think? If we're going to come together.
I think we're on the right path, and I'm not an economic developer. I'm an outdoor guy, and I love the water, and I use the river, and, you know, I look at the river like the Mountain Bike Club has taken the initiative over in South Knoxville and built all those trails. We need to get the water users to get involved, and not that they aren't, but maybe I'll come together and do more things on a routine basis rather than one river cleanup a year. Maybe, you know, I think it's like advertising. It's repetitive. You can't just do something once a year and then it carry through for another whole year. I think it's got to be repetitive.
Well, that's what my organization tries to do every day,
Right.
is be repetitive. But again, I like to hit the problem at the source. So the source, we try to stop the pollution where it's coming from in the trash, but also I think to get more community awareness. That's why we're doing this show right here,
Right.
is to let people know that we're out there, but we're partnering with people. So that partnership sounds really, really important.
Well, I think partnerships in this day and age with the economies that are going on are a necessity for anything to work. I mean, not many companies or organizations or governments have the money to do everything themselves anymore, and it takes a bunch of people working together and a bunch of volunteers. And I think people are willing to volunteer if they can see something for their efforts, and they want to see it. You know, we just opened up another canoe access with Legacy Parks about 2 weeks ago up in Forks of the River, and you know, you don't know how many phone calls come and go. Where can I go paddling? Where can I do this? And where can I put in? Where can I take out? And hopefully, you know, we're all doing a better job of educating people on those things and making that information available on websites, whether it be the city or the county or Outdoor Knoxville. But we're getting there.
So tell us a little bit about Outdoor Knoxville as a focus.
Well, you know, that was recently opened downtown in conjunction with Legacy Parks beside Ruth Chris, and it's in a building that was not being used, and we are attempting in conjunction with Legacy Parks to offer various types of programming to the city, and it's not exclusive to us. It's if you go to the website, which we registered that website 3 or 4 years ago and started it, and became aware that for it to really, really be a community resource, it needed to be in a third party's hands, not any one particular store or organization, because you don't always get cooperation from everybody. So we donated OutdoorKnoxville.com to Legacy Parks, and they have somebody running it now, posting all the events. So we're hoping that will be a source that people, when they come to Knoxville and want to know something to do, they can go on there and find anything from geocaching to trail running to mountain biking to paddling to cycling. No matter what it is, they can go and know, hey, there's a 5K run today in Sequoia Hills, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I would encourage anybody that's in any organization that has activities to forward those to Outdoor Knoxville and get them up, get them posted, so everybody knows they're happening. It's a great resource.
And that we are an outdoor city.
Yes.
The mountains, the
Exactly.
valleys, and the water, all that's happening.
And you know, we got the headwaters of the Tennessee River here, and how many people can say they're on the headwaters of any major river?
Truly.
It's right here.
And then,
about 2
aren't
miles.
you also with Chota, the paddling? Can you tell us a little bit about that group? They're a pretty strong and very broad group, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, I'm a member of Chota and TSRA, and there's another organization in Chattanooga called TVCC, and in Oak Ridge you have the East Tennessee Whitewater Club, and all of these organizations are very similar. They all promote outdoor recreation, whether it be canoeing or stand-up paddling or kayaking or whitewater or flat water, and they all are on the same page in terms of preserving our resources that we have, whether it be something at the Big South Fork or Harpeth River or the Wolf River or the Tennessee River. So they are great stewards, and they all have cleanups on the rivers. We used to do one in the Smokies on the Little Tennessee every October. Now we have one on the Tellico. So they are great assets to have. They are sort of your river watchers, I think. They're a great resource for seeing things because they're paddling these rivers almost every day of the week across the state.
So one last question. What do you think it's going to take besides the community? What physically is it going to take to clean up this lake so that we feel like we really have, for better for worse, a clean lake?
I guess the definition, what is clean, and you know, I feel like, I mean, I don't know this because I don't understand all the statistics, but as far as the quality of the water, it appears to be okay. It seems like it's more debris than it is. Am I right on that? Okay.
Well, and I think as a paddler that you want to draw people to the waters,
Right.
because we've heard it's been bad in the past and it's progressively gotten better and better and better, and every guest I've had on this show so far has spoken their own opinion about how much better the water is, but maybe the general public doesn't know that. So maybe the awareness is not only is it better, it can continue to be better, but we need to do this together.
Well, back way up the train. Think of the all the lobbying that goes on the bottle deposits that are thrown on the side of the road and the beer cans. Those things all end up in the river. That is not a river problem. That is a trash problem. So we have to address the trash that's being thrown out of the cars first.
All right.
Because that works its way right down to Fort Loudoun.
Well, in one word, if you could speak from the river, what would it say?
Help me.
And with that, we're going to end our show. Thanks, Ed, for coming with us today. Please go to our website, FLLAKE.org. It's the Fort Loudoun Lake Association. And if you see debris or people littering or you just want to speak to us, call us at 865-523-3800. Thank you.